There are two big reasons why a child does not report child abuse. The first is they think they deserve it. I know with me, I thought I deserved it. I was always getting in trouble. I was doing bad in school. I thought I deserved to be beat and abused by my family. And I also believed that everything was my fault. I always thought my parents fought because of me. I thought I had such guilt on me because I was always told by my father, everything's my fault. Even when he was drunk and couldn't talk, he'd point at me like this. And I knew what he was saying, your fault. I blame myself for everything. My friends would have fights. I thought I could have stopped it or I caused it. I thought the Kennedy assassination was my fault when I was a kid, or inflation was my fault. And all this guilt on. So basically, a kid doesn't report child abuse probably because they think they deserve it. It wasn't until I went to a self-help group and saw kids that were doing really great in school, didn't get in trouble, and they were being abused by their family. And by the way, they were also being called the same things I was being called. And I suddenly realized it's got nothing to do with what I do. And a parent abuses a child, it's not an extra form of discipline. It's got nothing to do with discipline. It's got nothing to do with how the child acts. It's got to do with the parent is an abuser, whether it's because of their drugs or mental illness or whatever, or they're just a bully. Now, the second reason why a child will not report child abuse is because they don't want to get the non-abusing parent in trouble. Usually, in most homes, one parent's the abuser and one's the non-abuser who's the codependent. So the child is being abused actually tries to protect the codependent parent. And the message I want to give to anyone watching this who maybe is living with abuse or knows someone who is, you're not going to get the other parent in trouble. You're probably going to get them help. That maybe they can stop being abused, maybe your siblings will stop being abused if you have brothers or sisters, and they won't continue to be in relationships where they're getting abused. So actually by reporting your child abuse, you're actually helping the other parent. And also helping the parent that's doing the abusing, because perhaps they're forced to get help. Most courts don't want to arrest as much as they want everyone to get help. Now, if you suspect child abuse and you don't want to get involved, it always amazes me how if someone parks someplace, the wrong place in the block, or they put the garbage out on the wrong night, they call 911. But when it comes to child abuse, no one wants to get involved. Get involved. Do the right thing. You might be saving that child's life. My book Runaway deals with suicide, running away, be it a child of an alcoholic, living with child abuse, living in a dysfunctional home, self-esteem, all that's in one short book. But Runaway is also a fiction book, so it's entertaining, it's exciting. If you didn't live with any of these problems, you would enjoy Runaway a lot. But if you relate to any of these other problems, you're going to love Runaway, and it might make you realize you're not the only one who has these problems and give you an idea of how to get help. So if you have these problems or you want to help someone else that has these problems in a very non-aggressive way, you can go onto my website, powerpublishingcorp.com.